They just do a survey about how many niggas were fucked in jail. I was gonna react to the CoryxKenshin situation. It is hilarious.
CoryxKenshin is a YouTuber that needs no introduction, but I would never actually think, making a video talking about him, that he would have had the police called on him.
He had the police called on him?
Now, this all relates to the midnight release of the Switch 2. Now, midnight releases, they're sort of a lost event, right?
Like
I remember when midnight releases were a massive cult phenomena. The new Call of Duty, the new Halo.
This is the Super Sucklord for the midnight release of Halo 3.
I would never wait like 12 hours in line for
16 years
nothing.
old. And now I'm pushing 30.
Unless it's like $1 million.
So
like
but I do remember when GTA 5 midnight releases, especially.
But I would never wait like 12 hours just for like a video game, bro. Like if I wait 12 hours, the expectation I would have in that game, that shit would have to change. That game would have to change my life. I'm not waiting 12 hours in a line for nothing.
Like, for example, the mythical place of Birmingham. There was a pretty high chance that if you strolled out at the midnight release with your copy of GTA 5, you'd be robbed.
Just take it, okay?
That happened multiple times to multiple people. Despite reminiscing on these midnight releases, I've never actually been to one before because mummy always put me to bed at 8 o'clock. But to be fair, midnight releases, that is an age that has come and gone. Everything's so automated now. When a game comes out on midnight, you just buy it off Steam or you set your VPN on so you can get it like 8 hours early in New Zealand. And I get it. Convenience is great. Being able to download something from the comfort of your own home. I mean, for example, you know, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 just came out and Toby Fox actually reported that there was a 3 million% player increase on the first day. And also, to be fair, would you really want a midnight release? Because that would mean the Deltarune fan base would have to go outside. And it's not just Steam that has done this. You've got PlayStation, Xbox, and they'll basically try to promote games digitally so you don't own a physical copy. And if you own a copy of the game, if the servers go down, maybe you don't have the game anymore. Unlucky. I've said this multiple times. You will own nothing and you will be happy. I mean, to be fair, all right.
It's a lot of... I don't really buy
stuff
this
from the
no more.
comfort of your own home, because then you have to go outside and touch grass. Those are very scary concepts. But the magic of a midnight release, apart from the being mugged outside if you're in Birmingham, it's been robbed. Back then, you'd meet people, you'd be excited for the same thing, you'd go home, you'd enjoy your game, and nowadays, I don't know, you might screen share it to your mate on Discord. It's just not the same, is it? But that was all bound to change with the release of the Switch 2, because look at all these people waiting. It's not at midnight, and they're all just on their phones, and you got Boogie there, but it's something, right? People are leaving the house. And I've talked about this before, even though Nintendo will jack up the price and do anything with their console, people will still lap it up regardless. Now, how does CoryxKenshin get involved in this? Well,
yeah, I was thinking that
was having a release. A lot of people were happy. In some of the pictures, you even got a tub of Pringles and some Coke. Now, this story doesn't only revolve around CoryxKenshin, but his friend Dashie Games. CoryxKenshin is an OG. He needs no introduction. He is an absolute abnormality in the YouTube algorithm. This guy can take a break for like 1-2 years, come back, and then somehow get even more views. And if
Corey's actually my, like, I made a video on Cory. That nigga is my most viewed video.
In the first place, he started YouTube 16 years ago, like all the way back in 2009, basically doing this vlog style of content. But then he switched to gaming, and he's become one of the biggest names in gaming, especially with horror games, because if you want to do Let's Plays in current year and you want to be mildly successful, you have to play horror games. Just to give you an idea of how CoryxKenshin is basically on top of his game, between 2023 and 2024, he took a year off to develop his own manga series called Monsters We Make. And again, taking
is that a good manga
creation, that's going to slow down or pretty much kill.
I don't know why I'm asking questions like
my main channel, for example. But he came back and he was still bringing in 10-20 million views a video. There was no fall off to be documented. And then of course, Dashie Games, he needs no introduction.
Yeah.
My man's doing tricks on him for that.
Nowhere near as huge as Cory, still having 6 million subscribers,
Damn near
which
7.
is a really impressive
Damn
feat. And also, I know him personally from a meme, a very popular meme, simply titled, "That fucking bird that I hate."
The aura, okay? That fucking bird that I hate.
That fucking bird that I hate. That fucking bird that I hate. That fucking bird that I hate.
So, with the release of
thought
the
he
Switch
said-
2
I
at a
thought
local
he meant like he knew him in
GameStop,
real
Cory
life.
and Dashie basically teamed up with each other to do a secret midnight release. Basically saying on Twitter to all their fans, through GameStop, if you meet up at this certain GameStop in Boynton Beach, Florida,
Boynton
there would
Beach.
be a Dashie takeover. Now, from actually looking at their Twitter pages and YouTube channels, I can't actually find any mention of their meetup because Dashie technically hasn't posted on Twitter since July 2024, and his YouTube has no announcement. Dashie technically hasn't posted on Twitter since July.
Yes, sir. That's that spots. Did you find any good
2024,
chord,
and his YouTube has no announcement, and there's nothing on his Instagram either. Well, this GameStop meetup tweet was actually posted the day after the meetup on the 5th of June. The only place that was actually announced was the community tab on Dashie's channel. You know, the feature that they added in 2016, and no one ever uses it because the only way you'll get updates is by manually going over to the tab or hoping it shows up in recommendations on your mobile. So it seems that they were trying to keep this meetup kind of on the down low or only accessible to people in the area. I guess they didn't want a repeat of the Kai Cenat PS5 giveaway incident. If you didn't see the flyers, well, unlucky. You didn't meet them. And honestly, with what happened afterwards, I can really tell why they did this meetup kind of more covertly because these guys are massively influential. Like, if every fan actually descended, I don't think the police would be called. I think the army would be called. Also, going back to that Kai Cenat bit where he's giving away the PS5s, did you know that 65 people were actually arrested during that? I'm pretty sure none of these people were actually convicted. They were just released afterwards. But again, like, imagine going to prison and your reasoning is you tried to get the Kai Cenat PS5. So at around 11 p.m., Dashie is waiting at GameStop. And surprise, surprise,
I was thinking, I had a crazy thought. Just imagine. And yeah, bear with me. Hear me out. Hear me out. They just do a survey about how many niggas were fucked in jail. Like, is that even like a true thing? Like, did that really go down in jail? I mean, it probably does, but that's why they need to have a survey about that, bro. Did you get buff? Never mind. I'll just play the video.
Was there for moral support.
Y'all need to invite us back. Well, y'all invited him. I'm just tagging along.
And from looking at the queues for basically an incognito meetup, this turnout was enormous. There's a clip of someone recording outside showing how long the line is, and it's basically stretched around the GameStop, going down the street, and then it wraps around the entire building again, even going further down that street to the backside of GameStop. This footage is sped up, by the way, and it still takes around about a minute to show the amount of people that turned out. And that's really cool. It's always nice, you know, as a content creator to realize that people watch you. I mean, you know, like, I think a lot of content creators get this issue where they just see subscribers as like numbers on a screen, but then when you go out to these meet and greets, you go to these meetups, you meet people, and it's great because it kind of shuts your brain off from the numbers and the algorithm, and you realize, oh my god, you guys are like actual people that watch me. What? Dude, that's cringe. Like, I mean, you probably can't see it because it's just out of frame, but like, I have this wall where I've got like a bunch of like gifts I was given, like fan art and letters and stuff. And even today, like, I mean, personally, I still get stuff sent to my PO box. Like, I had a letter from a fan recently that I just read over, and it was great. Like it was so wholesome. I especially liked the bit where he admitted he doesn't watch me as much anymore. That definitely didn't shatter my ego. I mean, initially at 11 o'clock and later into the night, the meet and greet seemed to be great. People got their items signed. One lady even had her arm signed, which she's probably going to get tattooed for life. I'd also like to point out as well, by the way, that one of the meet and greets I went to, someone gave me this. It is a fake, hyper-realistic hand with my character tattooed on it. Look at that. It's covered in like some weird substance. Basically, a kid came up to me with a sleeve, made me shake his hand, and then the hand kind of just like fell off. I was kind of worried for a second there. Now, I do want to say to anyone watching this video, never get a tattoo of a YouTuber. Don't do that. I've seen some of you do it before. One of you got it of the Gamer Sups girl that I had commissioned. Oh my god. You know that tattoo I talked about that someone got? Oh, what the fuck? My goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. He actually went and done it, and it looks so good. It looks so good. How did he do that? That is crazy that I have like a bit of my character on someone's arm now. The girth as well, the thickness. That is, woo, woo. My heart, whoop, my heart is coming out my chest. Wow. Okay, that's really good though. The only reaction I have to that tattoo is I don't like it because it's too skinny. Now, the problems start to arise when Dashie actually takes a step outside and you can see the crowd is kind of forming more into a mob.
Bro, that's actually crazy, bro.
You know, people weren't destroying the place or being disrespectful. Everyone looks like they're having a great time. But it does look like it's a little bit too much for the 3 GameStop employees basically acting as like security guards. And once they went out for a second time later in the night, it seems the crowd was getting a bit too close for comfort. You can even see the 3 employees. 2 of them basically ran off, and then you've just got this one poor guy doing everything he can to basically block the entrance. I mean, look at his face, man. He looks more sad than Gandalf when he got dragged down by the Balrog. Like, that is not someone that wants to be there. If anything, this looks like a scene from The Walking Dead. You know that scene in season 1 of The Walking Dead when Rick and the other survivors are caught in the shopping mall? Season 1 being like the only good season, and they got greedy, and they doubled the episodes for season 2 on half the budget, and they fired the showrunner. Great stuff, by the way. Anyway, in that scene, there's a bunch of people like, you know, banging on the windows, trying to get in, bunch of zombies, and it was kind of turning into that a little bit. Now, unfortunately, though, due to the amount of people gathered and the noise, even though, again, they were being respectful, there have been like so many like YouTuber meetups that have turned violent or toxic, but this one was pretty chill. But even then, the police showed up and they shut the whole thing down.
Well, cops are in here, y'all. The cops are in here. Oh, boy. Oh boy.
And then even one of the guys at the door, he's like holding a sword, like he's about to fend off the masses. But thankfully, you know, it didn't end that badly. Dashie was still in good spirits, just saying that he's upset he didn't really get to meet everybody. And funnily enough, one of the cops actually was a fan and quoted a meme that Dashie made a couple of years ago.
Tell me how the officer just came up to me and said, what?
That fucking bird that I hate.
Bro!
Now, the cops got Dashie and they got Cory and basically tried to sneak both of them out through the back entrance. But it was already swarmed, so they couldn't actually physically move through the crowd safely.
Bro, read the room, bro.
So, like a well-seasoned Zomboid player, they basically all met around at the back and then went through the front entrance. After that, they then made their escape. Now, despite all of that, to be fair, seemed pretty wholesome, seemed completely fine. And it's actually nicer to talk about videos like this instead of like, the big bad drama man is bad. And also shout out to the very poor GameStop staff that had to deal with this. I am so sorry for you. I'm also sorry for your stock price.
That was a good video, bro. Beat this fuck, I'm in his Hellcat. Boo, Peggy, smell that.